Okay, let us now proceed to now problem number 5. The sides of an equilateral triangle are shortened by 12 units, 13 units, and 14 units respectively, and a right angle triangle is formed. Find the length of each side of the equilateral triangle. So the question is, what is the length of each side of the equilateral triangle? So we have here x. Let x be the length of each side of the equilateral triangle, and then these sides are shortened by 12, 13, and 14 units respectively. We have x minus 12, x minus 13, and x minus 14 respectively, so that this new triangle is a right triangle. So from equilateral triangle, we shorten each side by 12, 13, and 14, then it becomes a right triangle. So what is now the length of each side of the equilateral triangle? So focusing on the right triangle, which of these sides is the hypotenuse? X minus 12, x minus 13, or x minus 14? Of course, the answer is this. This is the hypotenuse, x minus 12, because that is considered as the longest side among the three. So that these two are the legs, x minus 13 and x minus 14. So from here, we can now solve for the value of x by Pythagorean theorem, since these are the sides of a right triangle. So we have x minus 13 squared plus x minus 14 squared is equal to x minus 12 quantity squared. Ayan natin. Dito. X minus 12 is quantity squared plus x minus 13 quantity squared. I should say 13 dito, 14. Ito naman x minus 12 quantity squared. The hypotenuse, square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the legs. Okay. Squaring x minus 13, and x squared minus 26x plus 169. Squaring x minus 14, of x squared minus 28x plus 196. And squaring x minus 12, x squared minus 24x plus 144. And then adding or subtracting similar terms, x squared plus x squared to x squared minus x squared is x squared. Negative 26x minus 28x plus 24x is what? Negative 30x. 169 plus 196 minus 144 is equal to what? 221 equals 0. So this equation is transformed into a quadratic equation, which we can now solve by factoring. What are the factors of 221? Whose sum is negative 30. We have negative 17 and negative 13. 17. Because 17 times 13 is 221. Negative 17 times negative 13 is positive 221. And negative 17 plus negative 13 is negative 30, which is the middle term of the quadratic equation. So solving for x, we have now two values of x, which is 17 and 13. Okay. So which is the final answer for the side of the equilateral triangle, 17 or 13? Of course, if we're going to get 13, then we substitute on this part 13 minus 14 then it will become a negative, and there is no negative length for any triangle. So this is ignored as the answer. So that the correct answer should be 17 units, and we're going to ignore 13 as the answer because 13 minus 14 will be negative and 13 minus 13 will become 0. So there will be no more right triangle if 13 is accepted. So 17 minus 12, 5. 17 minus 13, 4. 17 minus 14, 3. So the sides are 3, 4, 5, which is exactly the sides can be the sides of the right triangle. 3, 4, 5. 3 units, 4 units, and 5 units. So originally, the length of each side of the equilateral triangle is 17 units. Now we go to number 6. Problem 6. For problem 6, we have here, if the difference between a number and its reciprocal is 24 over 5, find the number. So let x be the number, and based on the problem, the difference between the number and its reciprocal is 24 over 5. So 1 over x is the reciprocal of the number. So we're going to subtract x minus 1 over x. Their difference is 24 over 5. Yun. X minus 1 over x equal to 24 over 5. It's our equation for this particular problem. Then multiply the equation by x. Yan. The 5x pala. So we can now multiply the equation by 5x. So this will become 5x squared minus 5 is equal to 24 times 5 is what? 5x ba? Tama ba? Yes. 24 times 5 is 120 na. Plus 120x. Tama. So we have here 5x squared minus 5 is equal to 120. Hindi, cancel pala yung sorry for that. Cancel yung 5 sa 24x. So the equation is 5x squared minus 24x minus 5 equals 0. Can we solve this by factoring? 5x squared minus 24x minus 5 equals 0. Yes, by trial and error method. We have 5x, x. Let's try 5, 1 plus minus 5 minus, hindi pwede. Lipat dito yung 5. 5, 1. Negative 25 plus 1 is, yes, negative 24. So, tama na yan. 5x. Tama ba? Yes. Negative 25x plus x is negative 24x. So that, yes, x equal to 5 and x is equal to negative 1 pip. So therefore, the required number is negative 1 pips or 5. So these two can be accepted as the answer. Okay, kasi meron ng mga reciprocal ng negative 1 pip, which is negative 5. Reciprocal of 5 is negative 1 pips. So that's the answer for problem number 6. Let's proceed to numbers. For problem 7, a bus covers a distance of 90 kilometers at a uniform speed. Had the speed been 15 kilometers an hour more, it would have taken 30 minutes less for the journey. Find the original speed of the bus. So the distance covered is 90 kilometers. And then let x be the original speed. of the bus. And then the increased speed is 15, x plus 15. Increase speed of the bus. Increased speed of the bus is x plus 15. And then let us use the formula. Time is equal to distance versus speed. Okay. So what is the time taken by the bus when it travels in original speed? Time taken by the bus, original time is what? 90 over x. When this is for the time, right? How about the time taken by the bus when it travels in increased speed? Increased speed, pag nag-increase speed siya, 90 over x plus 15. Ayan. Dito sa time. Pag original yung time, 90 over x. Kasi distance over speed. Pag increased speed, 90 over x plus 15. So, our equation now here is 90 over x. Subtract natin. Subtracted by the increased speed is equal to 1/2. Bakit 1/2? Kasi 30 minutes. 30 minutes na lang. Diba? 1/2. 1/2 an hour. So, yun. 30 minutes. So, from this equation, let us now solve the value of x. And that will be the original speed of the bus. So, we have 90 times x plus 15 minus 90x is equal to x times x plus 15. Tapos ito, multiply mo pa sa 2. Okay. 2 times 90x plus, what is 90 times 15? 90 times 15 is 1350 minus 90x is equal to x squared plus 15x. Hindi na natin cancel yan. So that the equation will become x squared plus 15x minus 1350 times 2 is what? Yes, 2,700 equals 0. Right? 1350 times 2 is 2,700. So from there, we can now solve by factoring. Right? What are the factors of 2,700? Negative 2,700, the sum is 15. Okay. 45 and 60. Which is negative yan 60. Kasi ito na. Wait. Kasi positive yun. But plus 60 minus 45. So solving for x, we only get the positive one, which is 45 kilometers per hour. This is now the original speed of the bus, 45 kilometers per hour. Okay. We ignore negative 60 because there is no speed of negative. Okay. That's for number 7 problem. Let's proceed to 8. Number 8. Number 8. A portrait with the height 3/2 of its width has an area of 96 square inches. What are the dimensions of the portrait? Okay, this involves a portrait. Okay, let W as the width. H, height, and A, area. Okay, in the problem, height is 3 halves of its width. Okay, height is 3 halves of its width. Yan, given yan. Height is 3 halves of its width. And then the area is equal to 96 square inches. What are the dimensions of the portrait? So the formula for area is length times width or height times width, whatever. Kasi height ang ginamit yan. We could have used length, pwede rin. So area is equal to height times width. And what is area? 96. Height is 3 halves W times W. So that we have multiply both sides by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. Or 96 times 2 divided by 3 is 64. 64 W squared. Okay, shortcut na natin. 96 times 2 divided by 3 is 64. Or 96 divided by 3 times 2. 96 divided by 3 is 32 times 2 is 64. Then get the square root of both sides, positive, negative 8. So there's no negative width. So we're not going to consider negative 8, so we only consider 8 inches as the width of the portrait. How about its height? 3 halves times W, 3 halves times 8 is 12 inches. So these are the dimensions of the portrait, 12 by 8 inches. That's for problem 8. Problem 9. For problem 9, a 4-hour river sail goes 10 kilometers upstream and then back to the starting point. The river has a current of 2 kilometers an hour. What is the speed of the boat and how long was the downstream sail? So let x be the speed of the boat. And speed of the boat is x. Then pag upstream speed, x minus 2. Upstream speed yan. Upstream speed mas mahirap kaya mas minus 2. Pag downstream speed naman, x plus 2. Ibaba na. Mas madali na pag downstream kaya plus 2. Yan. So, total time is equal to time upstream plus time downstream. So the total time is total time upstream plus time downstream. Yan. Total time is equal to time upstream plus time downstream. And let's recall that time is equal to distance over speed or rate. So, what will be our equation now? So, our equation will be 10 over x minus 2 plus 10 over x plus 2 is equal to 4. Bakit 4? Kasi 4-hour river sail yan. And then, it goes 10 kilometers upstream, so distance upstream, so distance is 10. 10 over the time upstream going upstream and time going downstream is equal to 4. Yeah, so that will be our equation. So we can multiply this equation by x minus 2 and x plus 2. So that's the LCD, so it becomes 10 times x plus 2 plus 10 x minus 2 is equal to 4 x minus 2x plus 2. So simplifying, we have 10x plus 20 plus 10x minus 20 is equal to 4 times x squared minus 4 yan. We can now cancel 20. 20x is equal to 4x squared minus 16. Divide all terms by 4. X squared minus x squared plus 5x plus ano ba? X squared minus yun. X minus pala, sorry. X squared minus 5x minus 4 equals 0. Kasi ita-transpose natin yun dito. So, maging minus 5x. 16 divided by 4 is. So, this is now the quadratic equation. We're going to solve for x. X squared minus 5x minus 4. So, what are the sum of negative 4? Sum is negative 5. Okay. Ito na. X. Okay, can we solve this by factoring? Parang hindi na. Negative 4. Negative 4. Negative 4 and positive 1. Parang hindi na. So we can solve this by quadratic formula. X squared minus 5x minus 4. Quadratic formula muna tayo. So since we cannot solve this by factoring, we can solve this by quadratic formula. Negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then substitute. Positive 5 plus and minus negative 5 squares 25 minus 4 times 1 times negative 4 bali plus na yan. 4 times 4 is 16 over 2 times 1 is 2. So there are two values of a. 5 plus square root of 41 over 2 and 5 minus square root of 41. Square root 41 over 2. Solving for its equivalent decimal. 5 plus square root of 41 divided by 2 is 5.70. Dito naman 5 minus square root of 41 divided by 2 is negative 0.70. So negative 0.70 is not accepted because negative yan. So the speed of the boat is 5.70 kilometers per hour. Okay, that is the speed of the boat. 5.70 kilometers per hour. And yeah, okay. And the time for downstream sail is 1.30 hours. This is the speed of the boat. And how long was the downstream sail? The answer is 1.30 hours. How did we get that? 1.30 hours. Distance, okay. Distance divided by speed. 5.70 divided by 4. Okay, how did we get 1.30? This is obtained by using the formula distance over time, distance over rate. So the distance is 10 divided by, kasi downstream yan, plus 2. So 5.70 plus 2 is 7.7. So 10 divided by 7.7 is yun, 1.30 hours. Is the time took for the boat to travel downstream. Okay, that's for problem number 9. We proceed to our last problem. For our last problem, number 10, the perimeter of a rectangle is 18 cm and the area is 15 centimeters squared. What are the dimensions of the rectangle? So we'll know that the formula for perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times length plus width, while the area is length times width. The perimeter given is 18 cm, while the area given is 15 square centimeter. What are the dimensions of the rectangle. So if we're going to divide both sides, the perimeter, we have length plus width equals 9. Diba? And then length times width equals 15. We solve for L in terms of W. We have 15 over W. Then we're going to substitute this on this part. So we have 15 over W plus W equals 9. Multiplying the equation by W, we have 15 plus W squared equals 9W. Forming a quadratic equation, W squared minus W, 9W plus 15 equals 0. Okay, can we solve this by factoring? 5 times 3 is 5 and 3 is only 8. So we cannot solve this by factoring, only by quadratic formula or completing the square. Solving for W by quadratic formula, we have negative b plus and minus b squared minus 4ac. 4 times 1 times 15 is 60 all over 2a. 2 times 1 is 2. So we have 9 plus and minus 81 minus 60. This is square root of 21 over 2. So the two values of W are, okay, in decimal form, 9 plus square root of 21 divided by 2 is 6.79, while the other one is 9 minus square root of 21 divided by 2 is 2.21. So if the width is 6.79, what is the length? Okay, from LW equals 15, we can solve it here. If W is 6.79, then what is length? 15 divided by 6.79 only. So 2.21. If the width is 2.21, what about the length of the rectangle? Ganun din, 15 divided by 2.21 is 6.79 centimeters. cm. So these are the dimensions of the given rectangle. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something on the applications of quadratic equations. Okay, see you next time. Goodbye.